I am Mausoleum, king of Caria. I was tall, handsome, and victorious in war. I have over me in Halicarnassus a huge tomb, adorned with fine marbles in the likeness of men and horses, such as the world has never seen before. Hello, my name is Trydar. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build the Emperor's Mausoleum in Minecraft. Let's get started. This is going to be the third and last in the Mausoleum series. We started with the Heroes Mausoleum, and then we did the Philosophers Mausoleum, and now we've got today a mausoleum fit for an emperor, I think. We can't really make it any more grandiose and ridiculous than this. At the bottom, though, we of course start very plain. And then we have a Corinthian portico, a couple of flanking statues on either side. And then as we go higher in the mausoleum, it becomes more festooned with sculptures. We have the second tier of a colonnade up here. Sculptures all around the base of that, and then on the top of the entablature on the cornice up here, we've got even more sculptures. And at the very top here, we of course have our victorious emperor riding a winged Pegasus statue. This is really just the equestrian statue with some wings attached to it. And of course, as you can see, we do have a beacon going right through the middle as well, just for, you know, some extra superfluous decoration, because, you know, it is the Emperor's Mausoleum. We do have to really go as overboard as we possibly can on this. And it does have a front facade orientation. The back of it is just the same as the other three sides, pretty much. Right there, and a quick fly under of the colonnade here, and the rest of it's going to be pretty much just a solid bulk of masonry. Because, as you might expect from a mausoleum, we do have, of course, a sealed door, so we're going to have to break that and head inside to get the full effect of the interior space. Now, while things on the exterior have the more cheap materials, on the inside we do have all the expensive stuff. And of course, here we have either a cenotaph, or it could be, if you want to bury someone here, you could put a sealed coffin in there as well to make it just a standard tomb instead of a mausoleum. And of course, in here I have put another model of the tutorial that was the Tomb of Alexander the Great, I think is what I titled that as. But it can be, you know, just anyone. It can be King Mausolus, or it can be whoever you wish to place in your mausoleum. Of course, that's where it gets the name, by the way, the mausoleum from King Mausolus, king of Caria. That's why we started with that little quote. Of course, everything in here is, you know, nice quartz and lapis and polished copper on the walls there. A bit of glowstone here and there to help light things up. We do have to put some hidden torches on here at the top, though. And of course, for the top of the mausoleum, we do have this corbelled square dome at the top as well. I think it's a pretty nice interior. It's just a standard Corinthian order, but folded around on itself to make a box. But other than this, there aren't any large rooms in here to take a look at. There's, of course, just a little bit of a beacon up there at the top, though. So, without any ado, let's go ahead and start the rest of the tutorial. You've already seen the dimensions that we started with there at the very first screen in the tutorial, along just above the materials list. So I will assume you have all that stuff. And we're going to go ahead and get started. I should say before that, though, this building, it's not optimized with interior filler blocks exactly. I mean, some of the things might be. But as you can see behind me here, there's going to be entirely too much cobblestone, probably, as most materials. So that's going to be quite a high number. But if you only want to build this as a hollow shell, like, you can save a bit of material on the foundation down here. Between layer 1 and layer 2, you can see this one's sitting just right on top of those for the next step. So that entire sheet of cobblestone down there, you don't necessarily have to put in. But if you are going to put one of those in, do remember to put down a couple of torches. Otherwise, you'll end up with an unintentional mob farm underneath your mausoleum. And we don't want to have any of that. So I think for the foundation, let's go ahead and count it out anyway. Let's start here at the corner and count for quite a ways. We're going to start, I think the corner's fine. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 4, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 48, and 50, 51, 53, 54, 57, 58, 59. If I didn't miscount, it's quite a long distance. I could have miscounted. But it should match the dimension that, as I said, is at the very top of the very first slide above the materials list. Some people miss that, but it's always there. And now, knocking that one off and counting this way, we want to count back this way for 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 4, 27, 28, 29, 30. That's 30. And 31, 33, 36, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66. Alright, so unless I screwed that up, that should be 66 blocks back this way. And behind that, as you can see, you want to fill in a 2-block rectangle of diorite. Just 2 blocks wide, all the way around. Big rectangle. And behind that, you can go ahead and lay down most of a sheet of cobblestone. It's only going to be important to do at the front, the sides back here, if we just head on over to the next phase. And if you can't tell, this is going to be a multi-part tutorial. This building's entirely too big to fit into one part, so it's probably we're probably looking at 3, I think. Yeah, that seems about right. So if we want to count back a diagonal of 3 right there, and then right beside that, we want to put down for stone bricks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then turn the corner 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the filler blocks, you don't have to worry about that. This is the base of one of these statues. Right there. And then you want to skip a block, lay down your cobblestone, and then we want to have tough right behind that. So for that, let's mark that block here and count from right here. And then we want to count all the way across for 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 18, 21, 4, 7, 30, 31 blocks, and skip a block there. And then you want to repeat the entire corner back over here. Because this building is, except for the statue at the top, is going to be absolutely symmetrical if we take... Where would be the center line on this? I'm going to have to eyeball that. Right here, I think. Take a look. No, I don't think that's going to be right. It's one of those things I should have marked before we started. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to take a minute here to find the center line because this is important. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure those are 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we are. Right there. So if you want to count 15 blocks on either side, block 16 is going to be our center line. So if we take this line here and we sort of extend it back through the building, just pretend it goes all the way through the building. What we're going to be doing on the left side over here, you want to mirror image that on the right side of the center line over here. In other words, we only need to know how to count this side, and then because you've already placed it down, you can just either follow the video again or look at what you've already done and do the exact numbers twice. You know, just like any good Roman building, we have to have a center line. That's the rules. Very convenient rules. At least when I'm building them, anyway. But like I said, that's going to hold true until we get all the way to the horse statue at the top, where some of the aspects of that are asymmetrical. But for the building itself, we don't have to worry about that. That's a problem for the end of part 3, so we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And as I said, you want to repeat all of this numbering over there, and we will get the numbering for the rest of this. So for the rest of this, I don't think we need to count that. You can see we're leaving a 1 block space. And then we want to put tough behind that. And then that comes out to this corner over here. And then we want to count for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Turn the corner for 1. And then we want to count for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 4, 27, 29, 30, 31. I like to count by 3s. I make the fewest mistakes on numbering when I count by the 3s. And then 1 block here, and then count for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I like to place down the torches and the red carpet here, so you can, you can double check me. Very rarely I will make a mistake and be off by 1. Not intentionally, just happens. So let's count for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 1 here. And then 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Unless I'm mistaken, block 16 here. Block 16 there. Joins right up with our center line that I talked about that goes right through the building. So as we go, you may want, at least on the foundation levels, you may want to keep track of the center line to make sure your numbering is correct. Because these phases that we're doing here, these first couple of phases, they're very literally foundational. So we want to make sure that we get all the numbers as correct as we can. I should also say this is probably a phase that you want to count all the numbering on about 3 times. Because in that case, you probably won't make any mistakes. But this one in particular is very important. Because the next phase in this is really simple. So take all the stone bricks you did for the statue bases and put a big square of tuff right on top of those. And you can either fill this in or leave it hollow and, put down some torches inside of that to save yourself some materials. Now, where we did all the tuff for the foundation is where we're doing this is actually going to be the stereo bait section from typical Greek architecture. We have these 3 steps at the bottom of our building. We just have to have those. Those are the rules. So for the next one, we want to set 1 block back on every side. And we want to do straight runs of tough. And when we get to a corner, you want to turn the corner and do another run of tough this way. Another run of tough that way, turn the corner again, and you can pretty clearly see what we're doing. If you got the previous tough layer right, you just have to go in behind what you've already done and pretty quickly lay down layers of tough, just cutting back one block on every side for the stereo bait foundations for the mausoleum. Scanning all the way around the foundation so you can see. Just like that there. All right, for the next phase after that, really simple. You want to do exactly what you just did with that tough. Again, for the top stylo bait section of our third step, just like so. Just like here, all the way around till you have 3 discrete steps made out of tough, out of full blocks. It'd be nice if we had tough stairs and half slabs, but, alas. I mean, as a builder, I want a stair and half slab of everything in the game, actually. And a wall, and a fence, and a button. But, that's just... We're never going to get that, so we'll just content ourselves with what we have. So over here, we want to put right side up stone brick stairs, big square all the way around for the statue base, for both statue bases. And then back here, you can see we have a bit of, get some altitude, big building. We have in the middle here, the interior quartz floor, consisting of facing up, what are these? I think that these are the quartz pillar blocks. And so, this is going to be pretty easy to find. So this right here, right along here, this is going to be our center line. So you can take your center line, and we want to count for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 blocks should take you to this middle block of tough. So you can mark where we previously have our center line. You should already have that marked down somewhere. Our good old center line, very important in Roman architectural tradition. We can have our symmetry. So here, we just want to extend that back and then count for 18 blocks. That was 18, right? And here, then we want to make this pattern here out of the quartz pillar blocks, but facing vertical, so we can have this nice little pattern down here. So let me zoom in a little bit closer so you can see half of it. Get this as tight in as I can here. Just like that there. And I guess I'll go ahead and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's another 7 back that away. All right, so I think the flooring, I'll zoom in a little bit more, is high contrast enough that you probably don't need me to count out all these little fiddly edges. Like so. And that's going to be the interior of the floor of our tomb. So the next phase, we are done with the stereo bait and stylo bait levels. That's all done. We've done the foundation. And now we're going to be starting on the main the main body of the bulk of the building itself. Too many B's in that statement. Here we are for the statue foundations. We're going to have to go through all the statuary on this. I think some of these things do have their own discrete tutorials. Like, I think I've done one on that statue. I've definitely done one on the Acroterion, one on the eagle, one on the equestrian statue without the wings. But there's, I don't know, that's like four or five different videos if you include the Tomb of Alexander. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to slow down and make this just as long as it needs to be, and we're going to cover all of these things in this video itself. Normally, I would just like to refer you to the previous videos and have you, and have you click and watch more videos, but I think it'd be more, it's going to be easier and better for you if we just kind of cram it all into one, and I just kind of cover it again. So here's the statue base, very simple, you know, big square diorite, tough at the corners. Here's going to be our column bases. 8 blocks of tough, filler blocks, doesn't have to be stone bricks, just whatever you want to put in there. The intercolumnation is going to be 3 blocks, and build another one, 3 blocks and another one, 3 blocks and another one. Until you have 4 Corinthian, the base of what's going to be Corinthian columns across the fronts, and then the intercolumation at the back, of course, is another 3 blocks. Right there. Here, right in the middle, we are building these little bases of some decorative fire pots. Right there with just a couple of stairs and a block of cobble. And the same over here. So as we go, what I'm going to be doing, you remember our center line going through the building. So, of course, we're going to be taking a look at 1/2 of the building, and I'm going to be covering that in detail, and all you have to do is replicate it, mirror image it again, same numbering and everything, on the other side of the center line to the right. Okay? Good. Okay, so let's take from this point right here, between our columns, count for 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And right behind that, we want to put down our big plugging stone of tough. You know, because it is a mausoleum and it could be /tomb. We don't want to have people wandering inside. That defeats the purpose. So we are going to have a big plugging stone of what, 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, and another 3 there. And so what, 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 by 6 by however tall it's going to be. One reason I did make this a little bit thicker than it necessarily needs to be is because I'm leaving you enough room right here and to the side if you want to install one of those fancy redstone doors of whatever design you want to put in here. You can do that. There's enough space. However, you know, I'm not a redstone channel, so you're gonna have to get the door design from somebody else. I'm sure, I mean, you know, there's plenty of redstone door tutorials out there. So on either side of the door, we want to have some chiseled stone bricks, and then 2 blocks of tough there, 2 there, 1 there, 3, 1, 2, 1, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Turn the corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, and 1, 2, and 3. But in the middle of this one here, this is, of course, this is where the other side of our center line is poking out of the building. So that's where we're going to stop with the numbering. Right there. And there's a bit of cobble filler you might want to put in behind the stylo bait there at the top. And that's all there is to it. As I said, this building is very unoptimized for its interior filler blocks. Usually buildings this big, I try and do that. But I actually designed and built this building quite a while ago, and that was before I actually started including that into these larger tutorials. Which means I already sliced up the world and everything, so we're gonna have to bear without that one, I'm afraid. Which means the entire bill of materials I gave you to start with the cobblestone and the stone bricks, I think those 2 materials in particular, you're gonna need about half. I mean, if I have to ballpark it, I would say you probably need about half of what I listed. So, let's see. We've taken a look at the exterior, so now let's go and take a look at the insides. That's going to be our pattern. We're going to start on the exterior, and then we're going to take a look at the inside. So here, on the other side of our tough door ceiling plugstone, we have a bit of chiseled quartz, and then we have just full blocks of plain quartz. Right there, and these should all go right in behind this floor we already laid down, so, you know, you should already have that for numbering. It's pretty easy. I actually think I'm going to... I haven't done it yet, but when I'm editing the video out for this, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide the stone bricks and the cobblestone by 2. And that should give you a closer... It'll give you a better approximation, because I'm going to assume that you're not going to fill all of this solid in back here, and you're going to leave it hollow. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But like I said, if you want to fill it in solid, just double the numbers that I gave you for the cobblestone and the stone bricks. Worst case scenario, you have a bunch of cobblestone and stone bricks for the next tutorial in Roman style, because, you know, we use a lot of those for that. Let's see. Oh, right. The cenotaph. Right here, the tomb of Alexander. I think that's just a big rectangle of quartz right there, with a bit of quartz poked into the sides. Just like so. I think that's going to be all there is to that. So let's go on to the next phase. I think we'll get another 15 minutes worth of phases in, I think. We'll have to see how many parts this ends up being. I'm thinking 3, but with all the sculptures, well, we'll just see. So here for the statue base, you want to extend up what you did on the previous one, just straight up. Diorite on the tough. Here for the Corinthian column basis, we want to have stone brick stairs, and then whatever filler block you want to have in behind that. And you want to do all of the Corinthian columns at the front the same. For all 4 of those. Detail for the fire pot behind that, just simple upside down stone bricks. And you can put netherrack in here, but if you want to, here you could actually put a campfire instead. Sometimes I think for a mausoleum, a campfire would also have a nice effect. There's nothing flammable in this building around here, so you can go either way with the netherrack or the campfire, whatever you want to do. Let's see. Let's start with the door back here. So we want to extend up the tuff for the plugging stone, extend up the chiseled stone brick, and here for the Corinthian pilasters on the building. That is, pilasters are Corinthian columns / pillars that are just stuck to the building. So they're only visible on 3 sides, right here. They're just for decoration. So you want to arrange your stone bricks on top of your tuff, just like so. We don't need to count that out because we've already counted out all the tuff, so you're just placing stone bricks right on top of what we've already done. Here, so let's just scan along the side of the building. Pretty simple repeating pattern on this, though. Turn the corner around back. And there is our center line poking through the building. So I'll leave you to do the rest of it. And we will take a look now at the interior, starting at the door. So here we've got the chiseled quartz again for the door frame. And then instead of stone bricks, we have quartz on the inside. Following pretty much the same pattern. Alright, so there's a center line. Let's take a look at the cenotaph now. We've got some expensive calcite in here. You know, no expense is too good for the Emperor's cenotaph / tomb. So you want to arrange the calcite right there. That's pretty high contrast with the cobblestone, so we don't need to count any of that out. Just want to arrange it like that there, right on top of the rectangle that we laid down in the previous phase. All right, next phase here, extend up this, same deal, just straight up. For all of our columns, we are now putting in, it's almost out of range, probably the last time we're going to see it until we get, way down there. We can see what we're doing here with the diorite is we are putting in the first of what's going to be the first tier of the diorite column shafts for our Corinthian columns. So it makes the building look really nice, I have to say, with the clouds and the mist. Although the shaders are struggling at that distance there with that box, but anyway, let's move on. We want to have 2x2 diorite on top of all of these columns. Once you do one of those, the other four are the same. For the pilasters, you want to do the same thing as well. Right here, let's actually start at the door. A bit more tough, a bit more chiseled stone bricks, 2x2 diorite. And then in here, I have added a little bit of extra to this building. Instead of just banding cobblestone and stone bricks, we're going to be working in a bit of tuff here and there to give ourselves it's not quite a gradient. Actually, what I would call this is more of a pseudo stone brick pattern, as it were. In other words, if we take a look at where's the block of stone bricks? It looks like they're all stairs. So here we are. All right, so you see how we've got this little pattern down here in the stone bricks? Well, if we take one of these here to be 2 blocks in 2-block increments and space them out, we can get kind of, something like this here, but only on one layer. It's pretty subtle, depending on the material you use. I like to use cobblestone and tuff for this, because they very closely match each other when you get really close. So I think they're good blocks to use for that effect. So as we go, you want to alternate the cobblestone and the tuff. Just like that there. So let's scan around the exterior so you can see the pattern. And for the next level, we're going to be doing, I think, stone bricks on top of that. And then we're going to be doing the cobblestone, the tuff again, but we're going to be reversing the places where we place the cobblestone and the tuff. And this is something that you can also apply to more buildings than just this. If you want, for like whatever other patterns of buildings you're doing that would have otherwise flat walls, but you want to give them a little bit more contrast. Center line right there, which means on the back here we're going to have a very awkward 3-block thing on the center line. All right, here for the interior. Let's take a look at that. We've got, instead of the diorite on the interior, we've got the nice expensive pillar quartz right there, and then of course the expensive waxed cut copper for the walls. I should mention as an aside, for the exterior, if you want, you could change the stone bricks to be polished andesite as well. As I said, I made this building quite a long time ago, so that's one of those things that I've since changed my mind about. Instead of using stone brick stairs all the time, I really like how polished andesite looks. So if you want to change that out for materials, you can do so. All right, so that's the interior of the walls. Let's now take a look here at Tomb of Alexander, the Emperor's Cenotaph. Take a look at that from the top real quick. And then from the side here. Using nice expensive lapis for that, and we're going to be using very expensive diamonds, and I think deep slate diamond ore for that as well. Because it's the most important part of our building, really. It's the focal point, so it's got to have all the expensive stuff focused in on that. Alrighty. So I think that's all the damage we can do to that phase. Let's go on to the next one. This thing here extends straight up again, just like so. Both of those, either side. For all of the columns, extend up the diorite, just like so. And because we're going to be doing that for, well, we can just barely, for however tall the column shafts are, I'm not going to directly remark on this. I'm just going to leave you to do it as we go. For the pillars and the pilasters, right there. Let's start back here at the door and scan around the exterior of the building. And, oh, there are a couple of cobblestone half slabs on top of the fire pot, by the way. I may have missed that on the last phase. But otherwise, you're just laying down a big band of stone bricks right on top of the combo of tuff and cobble and extending up the diorite. It's a pretty simple phase, so we're just going to go on by it pretty quick, actually. All right, center line right there. So let's now take a look at the interior of the building, where you're doing pretty much the same things you did the last phase, except only on the wall panels, we're working in a bit of lapis. Just repeat that all around the interior of the building. All right, now let's take a look at the expensive stuff here for cenotaph. As you can see, you're using your diamond blocks and your deep slate diamond door. Just like so. And what is that? 8 blocks of calcite for the pilasters on the tomb. And that's all there is for that. Let's go on to the next phase. Extend this up again. Extend that up. Here at the door. Let's start here at the door. Extend up the tuff, the chiseled, the diorite. And here you can see what I talked about earlier. So we're doing another cobblestone phase, but here we are reversing the positions immediately on top of wherever we put the tuff down here. So you can see we put cobble down here, but now we're putting tuff here. And we put tuff down here, and now we're putting cobble on top of that. You can see it's just a very simple block reversal on top of what you previously did. All right. So that's just a simple repeating pattern. Just use whatever you did down there and reverse it on top of that. And then just do so all the way around the building. Until we get back here to our center line. And now let's go to the interior of the building and take a look at this detailing. It's going to be the same for the pilasters in here. The only thing that's going to be different is the wall panels. We're putting in a bit of glowstone. Of course, I did want to have some lighting in here, you know, without having to put down a ton of torches. So I just, we just insert some glowstone into the wall and make a feature out of it instead of trying to awkwardly hide it. All right, here for the cenotaph. More diamonds and calcite and cobble. Just like so. And we'll go on to the next phase. So extend that up again. Extend the pillars up. Extend the pilasters up. And here we're capping off our door frame with some chiseled stone bricks, just like so. And of course, then we have our sealed door. But if you want to, you can go ahead and leave yourself a little tunnel so you can get in, and you can later on seal that off with tuff. Or conversely, if you're building your redstone door, I will let you figure out exactly how you want to fit that in. As I said, you've got a generous amount of space, so you shouldn't have any trouble fitting quite a complicated door into that if you so choose. Next phase for the exterior, in addition to extending all this up, we're putting down another level, just a big layer of stone bricks all the way around the building, just like so. We're kind of flying by that. All right, center line. And interior, chiseled quartz straight across there. Pilasters going up. And then the wall panels. Once you see one wall panel, they're all the same design. And here for the cenotaph. More diamonds and calcite. Very expensive. All right, here for the statue bases, we got some upside down stone brick stairs, 12 of those. And then behind that, we have tuff, and then all this diorite is just going to be filler. Whatever filler block you want to use. It doesn't, if you can't see it, then it doesn't matter what it is. Extend up your pillars, extend up your pilasters over here over the door frame, upside down stone bricks straight across. And then here, of course, what you can see, we're reversing our cobblestone and our tuff on this layer to what they were on the first layer. So as you might imagine, when we get to the next layer, when we do this, we're going to be taking this layer again and reversing it just again. And that's going to be the pattern for that all the way around the building for wherever we have this pattern as we go up. So I'm not going to be explaining that anymore in detail. I think I beat that completely to death. So we will just get on with it. There we go, center line. There's always quite a lot of explanation with the first several phases of the videos. I know if you've done my videos a lot, you probably heard this all before, but you know, I have to assume that this may be the first video of mine you've ever seen. So we always have to go back and cover that stuff. Quartz, upside down stairs straight across there, and just simple detailing for the wall panels. That's just straight cut copper. For all, however many are of those, there are, what, 3, 6, 9, 11. 11 wall panels total. And let's take a look now here at the detailing for the cenotaph. So upside down quartz, and then there's going to be lapis behind that, right there. All right, let's let's get another one or two in, I think. We'll do this phase in the next one. I don't think we're going to call it. For today, whoops, let's start over here. So, simple detailing for this statue base, upside down stone brick stairs all the way around, and then cobble behind that. Diorite for the pillars, diorite for the pilasters. And for our simple decorative pediment over our doorway here, we've got a bit of diorite, and then this configuration of stone brick half slabs, just like so. Or polished andesite half slabs if you converted to using the polished andesite stairs. And then over the exterior, we're doing, of course, as you can see, another stone brick phase all the way around. Just like that there, all the way around the building. Here's our center line. Interior of the building, same detail with the quartz slabs and the chiseled quartz back there. And for the wall panels, just do this for all 11 wall panels, like so. And then we want to have a big square, well, no, a big rectangle, obviously a rectangle, of calcite, and then whatever filler block you want to have in behind that for our cenotaph. Alrighty, that wasn't too bad. Next phase, put down a bunch of gold ore right there for this. And this is the old texture of gold ore. It's my favorite. It has a sparkle to it, I think. But you can either use the new version of the gold ore texture or the deep slate gold ore, whichever one you prefer. Doesn't really matter. You could use I don't know. You could possibly use the raw gold. That's probably a bit excessive for a statue base. But for you could substitute the cut copper in here for raw gold if you want to, I think. Maybe just for the statues, though. Maybe not for the interior. You can if you want to. I mean, nobody has that much raw gold. But anyway, diorite for the pillars, diorite for the pilasters. Back here, a couple more stone brick slabs. And then the pattern with the alternating cobblestone and the tuff. We can see here now a more clear example of what we're doing. You can see every other layer, you are reversing the positions of wherever you put the cobblestone and the tuff. And this gives us quite a nice, interesting pattern, I think. Just like so. And then, of course, just do that all the way around the building. And I will mark down the center line. All right, interior of the building. Same detailing for the wall panel, except for the one over the door. All 11 wall panels, do it like that. Same for all the pillars. And for our cenotaph, we want to put a rectangle of lapis and whatever filler block you want behind that. Doesn't have to be diorite. Just like so. And I think with that there, we will stop for today. This is where we will pick up next time in part 2. As always, the downloads for this are available in the video description for both Java and Bedrock versions. And I hope you do like the Emperor's Mausoleum. I want to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.